Hello and welcome to the Gleam Fishing Channel. I'm Darren Guard, and it's really good to be back on the Gleam. So you'll remember that she was over in Motueka having a bit of a birthday, annual survey and a bit of paint. So sticking with that Motueka theme, our next guest is a well-renowned, experienced, knowledgeable, largely a good bastard, fishing out of Motueka. So for most of your life, I assume. Welcome, Lex Bloomfield.
Thanks, Dan.
Look, it's good to have you here, and those that know you will know you're good at spinning a yarn, which is really good. That's perfect for the channel. You've been around quite a while. I know that, to be fair, like Chris and John and my father and Jack probably had more to do with you than I did, but I'm really keen to learn more about you and your experiences and your time in the industry. So yeah, cracking into it, where did it all start from you? Like where were you born? Where did you grow up? What's your background, Lex?
Okay, well, I was born in Motueka in September 45, just after the war. And went to school there, grew up there. And I think when I was about 14, my oldest brother, Robbie, is 13 years older than me. He had a wee boat called the Pixie. And he took me out gill netting off the East Bluff one night. And I remember heading off out there thinking, hell, this is going to be fun. Then it started blowing.
Everything's fun at 14, isn't it? Yeah.
And I got my first job at sea was to keep this boat heading towards that. See that star up there? Keep heading towards that star. And he was pulling the nets by hand. And I think I probably steered the boat in every other direction but where he wanted it to be. But it was a bit of a night I was pleased to forget. I got seasick for the first time. And I think we headed off home about 4 a.m. After that, I tried to avoid him in case he asked me out again. And then at 16, I left school and joined the Air Force. And probably for the wrong reasons. I loved aircraft. I grew up just absolutely loving watching planes.
That explains some of the, like a marker air shows and some of the pictures I've seen, yeah. Right.
And I'd be down the airfield looking at planes coming and going. But anyway, I did 18 months in the Air Force and then decided that things weren't going where I thought I should have been, and probably they did too. So I bought my way out, came home, had no job, and saw that Robbie he had a shed and doing his own scallops. He had got another boat, the Linda, and he was opening his own scallops and selling them to the market in Auckland. So then I thought, well, I've got no job. Maybe I'll get a job there in his little wee shed he had going. So I asked him for a job. He says, yep, I'll pick you up at 4 a.m. So I arrived at 4 a.m. He gave me a pair of gumboots and wet weather gear. He says, get on that boat, and took me to sea. So I got shanghaied.
Yeah, that'd be right.
So there you are. And it started. Why he took me was he was doing his own shellfish. Peter Talley had Huey Scott, his uncle, fishing
That's a name from the past, isn't it? You haven't heard that name for a while. Yep.
He had Huey catching scallops for him. And every year Huey used to head off down south to his homeland and see his family and that. So he'd asked Robbie, could he buy some scallops off him? So we started working 24 hours a day so we could supply Robbie's little shed and Peter. And we worked round the clock, and that was tough. And I was hating it.
Yeah.
Until I got my first pay. Now, I left the Air Force on 13 guineas a week. 13 guineas a fortnight, and I ended up at the end of the first week with over £100.
Crikey.
Couldn't bloody believe it. I thought, shit,
wow.
I love this fishing now. And that's how I actually got into it for the very first time.
So it was the money, the hard. Funny how hard work is long forgotten when you see the dollars in the hand, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the best part of it. Now that went on probably 2 or 3 months, and then he had no more work for me because they went off to do, him and the other crewman went off to do long lining snapper. So he jacked me up a job on the St John, which was owned by Nelson Fisheries, and Doug Dabinet was running it, the skipper. But being that now about 18 years old, all your mates having parties, came to a period where I got stuck, a bit full, I think, flaked out at a tobacco shed. I was meant to be being picked up at 4 a.m, never got home till 6. Finally got carted to the Nelson where the boat was tied up, dropped the groceries in the tide. The skipper did, not me.
That's fortunate. Yeah.
Picked most of them up, headed off to sea, hadn't spoken a word to me. Poor old duck. And then set the net away, picked it up. The net was ripped out. So we changed nets. Same thing with the next net. We went off into Tonga Island, Anchorage. Charlie Mills was there on the Aloma. We tied alongside him, and the two of them set to mending the net while I'd cook tea for everyone. We went out the next morning and then blew another net straight away, 3 in a row. And he turned around and looked at me and he gave me a fairly good dressing down. It was all my fault.
Jonah springs to mind.
Yeah. So this was after a period of time. So I decided that maybe I might be best if I went and did something else. So I left and gave Doug a break. So poor old Doug. But he was a good guy.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
I was going to say, so yeah, I can sort of pitch that couple hours late. It's one of the things that we normally, as skippers and boat owners, always took a bit of a dim view on, eh?
I've had it myself, so
yeah.
I was always pretty easy on my boys because I knew what I'd done.
Yeah, hypocrisy, eh? It's an interesting thing. What is it when you're pointing at someone? There's 3 fingers pointing back at you, something like that. So what did you do? So you left then. So what did you go and where did you sort of head off to?
So I headed off to Christchurch. I went down there and I made roofing tiles for a while, and then I got a job. Oh yeah, and I went into a small goods factory making sausages. I was a potato peeler, for God's sake, for potato chips.
Oh well, that looks good on the CV.
Yeah.
Everyone likes chips. Yeah.
But then I decided I better get something better. So I ended up working in a heating and ventilating place, Vale & Co. And we made mainly heating for factories and big buildings. And I did that for about 4 years. Yep. And then, well, some weird chance, a guy I worked with said to me, "Can you sell mussels?" And I said, "Oh, yeah, they can sell mussels." And sure they can. This was before any mussel farming happened.
Yep.
He says, "I'm thinking of building a little steel boat. Would you run it for me?" I said, "Yeah, well, I've done with his mussels down here."
Yep.
So I rang Robbie, my brother. I said, "Did they dredge mussels down this way?" He says, "I don't know." He says, "Why?" He said, "Well, this guy's talking about building a boat. Asked me if I'd run it for him." He said, "If you want a job on the boat," he said, "I've got a job waiting for you here." He said, "Just come back." So I'd got married about 6 months earlier. And I discussed it with my wife. I said, "What do you reckon?" She said, "Well, how long are you going to do this?" "Oh, so I'll only do it for a couple of years." She said, "All right," because she liked Mike. I met her here, actually.
Yep.
And she said, "Yeah, all right, I could live up there." Home we came. The rest's history. Yep. Still here.
Yep. So that's quite a bit of diversity, isn't it? Making small goods, sausages, tiles, ventilation. But it's funny how you came back to fishing though, right? And came back to boats.
Yeah, it was quite fun. I absolutely bloody hated it because it was so tough.
Yeah.
But I think it hardened me up.
Yeah.
And But I hated it that much that every time I came home for a holiday from Christchurch, first thing I'd be doing, ringing up, "You going out? Can I go for a ride?"
Yeah.
So deep inside, I liked it.
Yeah. Yeah, the work sometimes and the weather and you know, that can be frustrating, but ultimately, you know, some of those key things like the sunsets and sunrise, you know, with the sun coming up and bags of fish and all that stuff, it draws us back, doesn't it?
It does.
So, you know, boats. What boats have you sort of worked on? So you've mentioned 2 or 3 that you sort of started on at the age of 14 by the sounds of it. But what boats have you been on, and what's your favourite and why?
Hell.
And, you know, that's a tough question, I know.
My brother had boats coming out his ears at times, and I think I ran about 7 of those for him within, 5 years.
Yep.
The Norseman I loved.
Yep.
It's the easiest boat to back against the wharf, stern first, against the tide.
Oh, yeah.
And everything else has got big flat backsides on them.
Yep. Yep.
And they go all over the place. But that boat, you could steer it backwards anywhere you wanted it.
Well, she's counter stern, wasn't she? Sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. Yep.
And but it was a great boat to work.
Yep.
Really, apart from being able to see over the nose.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
But it was really good. I like that. Bit of a story about picking it up. Robbie asked me to go to Christchurch. He'd looked at this boat, had bought it, and we were going down to pick it up. I'd never seen the boat before.
Yeah.
And we went down and we were shown around the boat. We're in the engine room, and I'd never seen an air-started motor. So we're walking around there, and he says, "All right, I'm going to start it." And Robbie and him in the other part of the engine room. I was right beside the starter motor. Oof. Went off, and I jumped up, crowned my head. It scared the hell out of me. I thought the bloody thing had blown up.
Yeah. Pretty noisy, eh?
Yeah, they are. Anyway, we headed off home, and we got down off Kaikoura somewhere, and Robbie said, "Look, I'll go to bed. Just wake me up at 6 in the morning." Told me we had to just keep the boat heading this direction, blah, blah, blah. Says, "Wake me up." So I did that. Now, I don't know if you ever went on the Norseman.
I've seen it, but not on it.
It had a big wheel.
Yeah.
And once you put the pilot on, you unscrewed the nut, pulled the wheel off a square.
Oh, so you didn't get... Oh, good. Yeah.
Yeah. But the square wasn't even all the way around, so it always came back onto a certain position. So
yeah,
the centre spoke was always in the right spot because I had a mark on it.
Yeah.
I went to make a cup of coffee, came up, put it on the top, and unknown to me, the thing has slowly worked its way back and it got jammed in the wrong place.
Yeah.
And as I walked past it, I had overalls on. The spoke went in my pocket and it just slammed me to the floor.
Oh, yep.
And I was down on my knees and I thought, hell no, I got myself unhooked, got up, managed to turn the pilot off, so I thought.
Yeah.
Undid it, got it sorted, turned the pilot back on, it didn't work.
Oh.
So I handsteered for the last hour of my my duty.
Freaking out for when the old man got up.
Sneaked down below, says, "You better get up now." I can't hang around, and ran back up to grab the wheel again.
Yeah.
And told him what had happened. So for the next 6 hours, he didn't wake me any earlier.
Yeah.
He hand-steered the thing all the way towards the Tory Channel direction.
Yeah.
And then he got up. What had happened, it had just bent the shaft and the chain had dropped off. So there's a lot of banging and clanging, and he straightened the shaft up there.
Yeah.
Flicked the chain back on, and we were away again.
Away you went.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had that. I think it was the Destiny. Destiny G had the old Wood Freeman pilot.
Oh, yeah.
And it was direct. It was like, you know, live wheel basically. So it was hunting all the time, and all you had to be careful because same deal. You know, there's the odd. You didn't have any pockets left in your jeans. That's for sure. Or you'd get a whack in the backside from it. But yeah, they're pretty dodgy. Some of those
hard
old
on your
pilot
knees
systems.
when you hit the ground.
Yeah,
It's
definitely
just instant.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's I understand in the chains falling off and the old steering systems, or you know, chains falling off coming up to a bar or up to the wharf, all of those things. Hydraulic steering, I think, was a pretty good thing, eh?
Yeah, it was.
We've got rid of chains.
Still is.
Yeah, no, it makes a difference. So you've worked with a lot of good bastards, eh? Like there's,
Oh.
you know. So, well, who are some of the notable people that you've worked with, and you sort of think back and go, yeah, they were just good bastards throughout your time. I know there'd be a few, but any particularly stand out?
There's a lot. Possibly, I had one crewman.
Yep.
He's probably the crewman who thought the most about work. His name is Barry Benfield.
Yep.
Clever as all hell, this boy. And he, every time we were doing something, he was thinking all day. He said, if we did this, that should alter that, and that should do something else. Wouldn't we catch some more fish? And we've thought about that.
He was a thinker.
Yeah,
Yep.
we've tried that, and he was doing it all the time, trying to improve things.
Yep.
Which was really cool. I had bugger all crewmen that ever did that.
Yep. Yep.
But he in particular, and he'd lost both his parents, poor bugger, and he was only 17.
Yep.
So, and he went off to do really well with his life, running power stations in Australian places. Clever as hell.
Yep.
He's one I'll never forget. And, of course, Robbie, who helped me a hell of a lot in a lot of ways. Yippee.
Yep. Good old
I
Yippee.
met Yippee in the year before I bought my first boat down the west coast. And got a warning from Ron Pearson to watch that big guy over there. You might get a clip around the ear or something if you upset him.
Yeah.
Next thing, this big tough guy come walking over to us. I thought, oh, hell, here we go. What's this?
Yeah. What have I done?
He's half full, yeah.
Yeah.
Come up, shook hands with us. He says, what was it? Where you guys from? We says, oh, we're from, oh, you guys from Nelson, are you?
Yeah.
We said, no. Nah.
They didn't like us from Nelson much, so it's a good thing
we're
you said
from
nah.
Motueka.
Yeah.
Because he was living in Westport then.
Yeah.
He says, close enough to Nelson for me. How you doing? He says, my name's Wilson, Graham Wilson. You can, because you're fisherman, you can call me Yippee.
Yeah.
Turned around and
excellent.
went back to his table, and that was meeting Yippee.
Yep.
Oh, there's lots of them. I mean, there's
Just numerous numbers.
yeah.
Eh? And they all sort of come and go, and I guess it's you know, we all sort of quite often you'll be doing something and then you'll go, oh shit, remember that time with Bill or Sam or whatever it was. And the other thing, like you mentioned, you know, his name's Graham. I never knew that. Like bloody nicknames in fishermen, it was Yippee.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like the amount of nicknames that seem to go through the fishing industry. Like there'll be people that I've known for 30 years and see every other day, and then someone will say, oh, have you seen, you know, John Smith? You go, no, I don't know anyone John Smith, but it's your bloody, you know, it's your cousin or the your crew or someone you've worked with forever, because you just don't realise that they have names outside of their nicknames.
Yeah, well, Chris West still calls me Black Magic. That came when we were bluefin fishing.
Yeah,
Mike, who we've just been talking to before,
yeah,
he came alongside us. He said, I can't catch these bloody things. He said, I can catch them, but I can't land them.
yep,
And so he says, what's your secret? How come you guys are doing so well?
yeah,
Anyway, we had a bucket just sitting on the hatch. There was nothing in it. And Carl Fry went up to it, and he had his line all baited up, and he just dropped it in the bucket, pulled it up, and went out and threw it over the side. Mike ran aside. He said, I found their secret. They got something in a bucket.
some secret sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So anyway, he said, what do you got? What do you got in the bucket? And then Carl picked the bucket up, turned it upside down, and sat it on his own head. So they say he thought we were using a bit of black magic. That's where my name came from.
that's bloody good.
Yeah, and but yeah, a lot of guys had. I can remember. I don't know if you know Tim Jenkins.
Yep, yep,
Well, Tim gave everyone a name. Neil Harvey had a sore hip. He got nicknamed Hip Hopping Harvey.
yeah,
Ron Bennett gave everyone. I don't know if you guys remember.
yeah,
But he conjunctivitis. He went over with it.
yeah,
He had them both sides and went through the whole fleet.
yeah, yeah.
And he called him Bung Eye Bennett. But he gave a Phil Hunt.
Yeah,
Had a fairly high tray, that boat, didn't it?
Yep.
He was high tray Hunt.
or you know, R.I.P. Phil, but Grumpus Huntus is what we used to call him. But yeah.
So fishermen had nicknames.
Yeah, hard case for sure. But so you've had a few boats. So what ones have you sort of owned? You know, what and out of what's the apple of your eye? You know, what's
Anna Marie?
I was going to say I was waiting for that name. Yeah, and we've got pictures of her, and it's a beautiful looking boat. What's the history behind her? Like, when did you get her? Who built her? I don't know much about her.
What I understand, Yippee actually went to look at it once to buy it before he got his Katrina built.
Yeah.
And
hear the bloody seagulls.
Yeah.
Sorry, viewers, you'll see we're generally down the wharf. There's seagulls on the roof up to no good. Yeah.
Never thought I'd miss that noise, but I do.
The noise.
I don't mind it now.
Yeah.
So when I came back fishing, I was on the Marina May. We're working with Brian Copple, with skipper, and Mike Price. Now they're two guys I had a great time working with, and probably it was best time of fishing because I was a crew, had no responsibilities, and I had a hell of a good time.
Yeah.
And one day, Robbie appears through the French Pass, gives us a call and put alongside on the Anna Marie. He'd gone up and bought it from Wellington. It belonged to the Mulos.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it always, I always wondered why it was so low on the deck compared with the Rongatea, which I fished with.
Yep.
And someone told me that they thought the Mulos had it built one plank lower.
Yep.
So it made it easier getting fish aboard when you were lining groper.
Yep. Absolutely. Yep.
And that proved when we went bluefin fishing that it was a hell of a lot easier. We could get fish aboard. And over the years we did work with, and I changed it, put a different wheelhouse on,
Yep.
and tidied it up. And that photo we've got of the Anna Marie, it's my favourite photo of anything. The photographer that does Peter's calendars,
Yep.
he took that photo, we took him out, and we just got it off the slip, painted up. Yep. But he caught a perfect reflection in the water of it. Mm. And it became our family boat.
Yep.
Like,
yep.
when I sold it, my family and the grandkids,
yep,
who weren't around when I was fishing it really hard,
yep,
they didn't want me to sell it. But
yep.
I didn't want them to bloody the hole in the water you keep pouring money into sitting around there.
Yep. Are you listening to this, Gleam? I'm just saying, Gleam, are you listening to this?
Behave.
Behave. I fully understand that more than most, I think, Lex.
Yeah. But no, it became part of the family, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, same with this. I mean, look, the Gleam's 80 years old now, and we've had it since, I think, 54. And, of course, it was, although the Guards didn't build it, ironically, but it was Jack Guard's boat, Granddad's boat,
yeah.
And it was the boat that they grew up with as kids, with Dad and Chris and John, and they all took turns running it, and Dad was the last one to run it, and now it's mine, and it's sort of, they are part of the family, hey? And
well,
and
they
are.
Yeah,
it's.
I remember first time I ever saw this boat.
Yeah.
And Jack was running it.
Yep.
Scallops off Kaiteri.
Yep.
And there's a few boats came over from Nelson. I looked at this boat and I thought, it's a pleasure boat. I looked at this, I thought it's too good to be out fishing,
Yeah.
And I didn't realise, I did honestly think it was a pleasure boat coming through, but next thing we see dredges being picked up and dropped on the tray. And
Yep.
Well, we were doing it on the deck.
On the deck back in those days. Yep. Yep.
And and there was a bunch of you came over from Nelson. There was Bernie.
Yep. Yep.
On the Marina.
Yep.
George Linton.
Yep.
Surprise.
Yep.
On your uncle or your great uncle.
Yep.
Alan, was it?
Yep. Alan Guard.
Yeah.
Yep.
There were quite a few.
Mm.
And there was out of Mott, there was Huey Scott, Robbie. Inwood.
Yeah.
He had a boat called the Ruth.
Was that about the 70s or something, do you think, Lex? Or when would that have been, roughly?
No, that was 1964.
Oh, 64. Oh, that's going back a while then.
Yeah,
Yes.
so that's when I really first went fishing, 1964, before I had my little break to Christchurch.
Yeah.
And towing 1 6-foot dredge we were, and couldn't keep up.
Yeah. Yeah. And, of course, that's when things were pumping, weren't they, obviously? Yeah. And it's... funny you mentioned, I mean, the Gleam was built as a loopy boat, obviously, a passenger boat, hence it's a converted one. But so with the sort of, you've talked about the Anna Maria, I mean, you've done a lot of different types of fishing, haven't you? You've dredged for mussels, you've done all the tunas and the trawling, and you've done a bit of netting by the sounds of it. You've done a bit of long lining or something, or is that?
Oh, thought I was going to be doing both, bit of long lining for shark, and same time gill netting. Yeah, didn't work because we couldn't go and pick the long lines up because they had too many in the net. Yeah, so I gave that idea up. Yeah, I split a wee bit off. I had a big drum. Yeah, and I split a bit off. We can get these lines on.
Okay, yeah, good idea.
We gave up that idea. Yeah, because you couldn't do both.
What was your like any sort of stories with any of those particular methods, or any of those methods sort of your favourite or least favourite, or what did you sort of enjoy?
Oh, I enjoyed all of it. Yeah, I really did. Yep. But some of it was harder than the others. Yeah, you know. Yeah. Gill netting. I've got a wee story. Someone says, "You want to go along your net? Just leave it set. Just go along, get your dinghy, go along with the dinghy, pull the fish out of it." I'll try that. Yep. We're out at the Spit Lighthouse on the inside on the banks. We've got 3 crewmen, so we'll try this. Anyway, I used to steam out at night and set at night, just after midnight, and then pick them up at daylight.
Chase a rig mainly, I assume, rig, up there. Yeah. Yep.
And then we'd haul away and go and anchor deep. Well, I anchored in the deep, away from the nets. Well, close, but and the tide changed, and we swung around and sat on top of this bank, didn't we? Woke up in the morning, we're laying on the side, but the dinghy would float. We could see the gill nets, but we could see all these fish tails coming out of the water. So we'll get in that dinghy, we'll try to clear it. Yeah. So off we went. We went along the first net, we got it filled up, but you can't ride a dinghy when it's full of bloody rig, and it was chocker. Yeah. So we had to get a paddle each and start always sitting either side and paddling, and next someone said, "I can hear water running." Uh-oh. We looked in, and the cutaway to put the outboard motor on, which we didn't have.
Oh, and the transom.
Yeah, forgot about it, and the water's coming over.
And it's underwater. Nice.
So then we threw all the fish up the front of the boat, got that out. Yeah. We paddled our way back to the Anna Marie and started throwing them aboard. We'd left one of the crew on the boat. Said to him, "Can you just hold the boat while we do this?" Yeah. And he's leaning out there holding it. No, he's standing in it, holding the bulwarks, and we were throwing all the fish on board. Yeah. And I turned around and he's got further and further away until he's a bridge between the dinghy and the boat. Yeah. And next thing in he went. But when he went in, we shot away. But we'd thrown the oars on the boat.
Oh, so they pushed you off, and lovely.
So I said to him, thank God there wasn't a lot of current. Yeah. I said, for Christ's sake, swim to the boat, get on, but take the rope with you, will you? So he got him. He got aboard and tied the bloody thing up. Otherwise, we'd all be over in Wellington somewhere. And the boat would still be anchored there.
Yeah, the old tide, there's nothing worse than... It doesn't matter what the boat is, no propulsion, But I've seen that happen, Like dinghies have floated away and you're on it doing something and the oars on the boat. It's not ideal, No. But so you did quite a bit of sort of rig fishing up there on the inside of the Spit?
I used to do it every year. We used to do it really well. Yeah. And until I relented the attacks from Peter Talley to go tuna fishing. He said to me, Lex, it's the only fishing you can do where you can carry your gear on board in a bag, he says, and come home with a boat full of fish.
In theory. In theory.
So anyway, I decided I'd give it a go. Yep.
That's the old albacore tunering. Yep.
The big kickback was, and that particular year, the last leading to this event. I think Doug and I caught 140 tonne of snapper.
Yep.
Right? Turned out in the next 3 years, that we had to pick our quota.
All right. Yep.
And I ended up with half a tonne of rig.
Yeah.
And 5 tonne of snapper.
Yeah. So just the wrong years, sort of thing.
It couldn't be any worse. But never mind.
Yeah.
We made way.
And I guess people don't sort of appreciate that, eh? Like, and it was about 86, I assume, when the quota management system came in.
That's right.
And it was based on your history, your previous history, and there was
we're given 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years, and there was winners and losers, eh? Like there was guys that were doing a refurb on their boat or taking a break, and of course the 3 selection years they caught no fish, so they got no quota, and then there was vice versa.
They could get a notional quota.
Yeah,
I think they called it.
Apply for a notional.
So they had to. I know one guy over in the airport.
Yeah.
He had to nominate 2 boats, which would be equally related to his catch ability.
Yeah.
And so he used mine and Doug's boats.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's a fair chance he ended up with more quota than me.
Yeah. Yeah, the process
was quite weird.
It was a bit flawed, wasn't it?
Yeah.
At the end of the day. And of course, those that had, I guess, just sold their fish and hadn't recorded much catch, because the recording requirements were very limited back then.
Yeah.
They had no evidence of catch, so they got no quota either. So it was, definitely a weird situation, eh?
It was.
So you talked a little bit about chasing snapper. Now, this is where the viewers start getting a bit titchy, right? So I assume you were part of the good old pair trawling days out in the bay. So
I think
tell us a bit about the old pair trawling snapper days.
I think the first to try pair trawling here, as far as I know, was Thomas Lovell and another boat. The Orion, I think they tried with.
Yep.
And they had so much trouble, I said, they just gave up. Didn't know.
Yep.
Now, when we started in 1970, no, 1971, I thought it was 1970, it was 1971.
Yep.
And we set up the Anna Marie and the Karen Ann.
Yep.
And we got Noel Parsons came down to help us, because I don't know where he must have seen a bit of it, been abroad, came back with the ideas. And he even put out Parsons nets. You might have called 4-panel nets. And so we'd been doing Danish seining. We tried it in the 70s. Had a limited success with it. But we tried this, and it was instant success. Once we got the hang of it,
Yeah.
So we decided, well, I think we could do better with this. So we started, but Noel told us, when you change direction, you bring one boat in, then take the other boat out. But we kept getting the wing end through the cod end through the wing end.
Yeah.
And I thought, this doesn't
It's not right.
No, so Robbie said, well, go and do it.
Yeah.
Just make sure you do what he told you, because he knows. And so it was me and Mike Price. Mike Price was running the Karen Ann. I said to Mike, let's just turn.
Yeah.
So I went up and we just turned. The boats looked like they were all out of kilter, but it doesn't matter.
Yep.
As long as you got the same pull. And around we went, and from that on we never missed a beat.
A few decent bags, no doubt, of snapper out in the bay. Yeah.
Yeah, probably the best was just outside Mott.
Yep.
20 minutes and 500 wooden cases.
Yep.
More than we could bloody carry. Well, we did. But luckily we were just outside port.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was obviously the 70s when everyone was doing it. And, of course, the surface pair trawling is what revolutionised it as well. And there's plenty of photos around of big bags of fish. And, of course, sometimes we caught more than could be processed. And there's those old photos of some being discarded and things like that, which was not a good look. But the reality is it was, it was the gold rush days, no different to gold mining. At the end of the day, they were, $20 bills, and you wanted to get as many as you could, and the old human nature kicked in, didn't it?
Well, the thing is, while these things were happening, like there was a lot of us having a go at it, you don't actually know what's going on in the other boats.
Mm.
You
Yep.
get in and you unload yours,
Yep.
and suddenly the factory's full. Can't process it all.
Yep.
But you don't know, and you're out gone on the next morning and do it again.
You think and hope you're the only one catching it, but you're not.
You're not. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so there was a few. But we've made mistakes.
Mm.
And a lot of stuff we didn't know.
Yeah.
And most guys I know who actually cared about fishing, but, we regret some things.
Yep.
And we're pleased about a lot of other stuff we've done too, which people don't know. That one, for instance, dredging out here, we always took rubbish we caught in the bay.
Correct.
And there was a bloody lot of it.
Yep.
Probably over 200 years of it.
Yep.
We used to bring it all in a rubbish bag and send it to the tip.
Same. Yep. Definitely.
And
All our boats did.
it only, on most boats I know did.
Yep.
And it only took about 2 years. You could hardly find anything.
Mm.
And there was a hell of a lot of stuff with Japanese writing on it too.
Funny that there wasn't in the Japanese and other nationalities, and I think even trawling out here sometimes. I'm pretty sure some of the other foreign vessels would anchor out here and just discard their rubbish. I remember the worst one we had was a might have been, I think I was trawling out here in the Da Vinci, and we'd picked up a 44-gallon drum of, we'll just say, grey paint. People might know what sort of boats they're off of, but grey paint. And, of course, as I popped the cod end, it popped. So you imagine 200 litres, and it was a good tow of, it was out towards the corridor, the base end of the corridor on the kite line out there. So I had a big bag of flats and popped the cod end, and this drum popped as well. So that was it. We had to discard all of that, report it, record it, get rid of it. And what a mess. Like trying to get rid of 200 litres of, it was obviously oil-based paint back in the day.
Yeah.
And but again, we bought the drum in and everything, and the boat was she pretty much needed repainting after that. It was just, there was
all around the waterline.
And there was grey footprints from friggin' stern to stem, and it was like one of those things. But you're right, we did clean the bay up.
Used to be a lot of squid jigging gear.
Yes,
thrown over
right.
the side.
Lots of nylon, and you get big bundles of the old squid jigs, eh?
Because I think they just dumped all their old stuff in.
Yeah.
A nephew of mine, Carl, you probably know Carl Fry.
Yeah.
He went and worked on them.
Yeah.
And he's saying they used to just, end of the season, strip all their gear down, the whole lot, and put all new gear on.
Yep.
A lot of boats just bailed it over the side.
And just throw it over.
Throw it over here in our bay.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there was a lot of that, and we had a lot of bottles. And funny, there's a lot of Japanese bottles, lots of sake, empty sake and things like that. So
tried a bit of that.
And, of course, I bet you did. I know my father will be watching this and he'll kill me, but, he used to be like Santa Claus. There used to be a lot more Japanese fishing vessels come into Nelson.
Yes.
And they'd go aboard and just drink the Suntory whiskey, I think was the thing. Yeah. And he'd come home like Santa Claus sometimes with a sack full of these bottles. I think they'd swap fish for it or whatever they did, but there'd be a sack full of Suntory whiskey. Yeah.
Actually, they were great guys, the Japanese. They really
Absolutely.
were. And their boats, even though they looked a mess on the outside, it was only squidding.
Yeah.
You get inside those boats, you could eat your breakfast off the engine room floor.
Yeah.
They were absolutely spotless.
Yeah.
And the ones I met, like Carl took me on board, or took a group of us on board to meet the skipper and fishing master.
Yeah.
Fishing master was God.
Yeah, yeah.
He was the top man, and then below that was the skipper.
Yeah.
And they were great people, really great people.
Yeah. Yeah, and I remember that. I was only a kid, and I said, Dad, come home with all sorts and weird Japanese food. We'd troll this weird thing. I remember I still remember it as a kid, and I've looked for it my entire life, and it was a thing called, I think it was called Corinto, and it was like fried bamboo shoots.
Oh, yeah.
And they were almost like a sweet treat. And I remember as a kid we had one packet of this, and I hoovered it down, and I've looked for it for 50 years and can't find it. So if any of the viewers know, I'm pretty sure it was called Corinto, and it was just fried bamboo shoots. But
another one we got, it was little cans, tiny cans, and it was called Calpis, Calpis.
Yeah, Calpis. That doesn't sound good.
No, because it was fermented milk.
Oh, okay.
But it tasted like acid drops, lollies. It was bloody gone. It was really nice. We got a whole carton of this stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But I thought, what a terrible name for a drink made out of milk.
Not ideal, really. Jeez. So with the Yeah, I mean, the Bay has been a pretty special family. I mean, a pretty special work environment for us all, really, hasn't it? You know, we've had the highs and the lows. We've talked about the snapper. They came, they went, and they're back again. Obviously, like the snapper in bulk.
There's more now than I can ever remember seeing when I was fishing.
Yeah, well, when Dad sort of retired, it might be 10, 15 years ago now, and he was still out there trawling in the bay with the Gleam, he was saying on a regular basis, look, I'm getting more snapper single trawling now on the Gleam than sometimes we did pair trawling in the 70s. So without a doubt, they're there. We just don't have the quota to take advantage of it, I guess, which is probably a good thing.
Well, I think we were the last pair trawlers to last.
Yep.
I think we started first and finished last.
Yep.
And
so it was your fault. Oh, that takes the heat off everyone. Bloody Lex,
I'm happy to
wipe
take
the
the
snapper
blame.
out. You took the blame. Great. Yeah.
They didn't have to follow me. But and the second of the last year we were doing it, we caught what we normally was taking us 3-4 months to catch.
Yeah.
Caught in 4 days.
Yeah. Wow. Incredible.
So that's how it had increased.
Yeah. Yep. Big influx, eh? And as I mean, the thicker it is, the quicker you catch it, easier it is, less fuel, less cost. But you know, all of those things. So it's actually an advantage to keep those stocks thick, isn't it, really, at the end of the day?
Well, I think why they Noel Parsons started pushing the pair trawling thing.
Yeah.
The government were trying to find ways for everyone to save fuel, be more fuel efficient.
That's right. Yeah. Yep.
And I think that's why it all came about.
Yep.
And I'm glad it did. Because I made money out of it.
Because was it Len, somebody that went round all the ports and did the
bollard pools.
Did the bollard pools, and everyone got a fuel graph readout.
I've still got mine somewhere.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure Chris and John had it as well. So basically 2 boats towing 1 net's going to burn less fuel than 2 boats towing 2 nets. Yeah. And it just turned out to be hugely efficient and a great way to catch fish, really.
I had to do mine twice.
Yeah.
Because he didn't believe that he'd got it right and it came out again the same the other day. Because it was so efficient.
Yep.
He said the graph should be dropping off. But mine climbed and just stayed level.
Yep. Yep. Was that on so what boat was
Anna
that
Marie.
on? Anna Marie.
Yeah.
Yep. So what did she have in her at the time? Like the engine?
6 LX.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
And the
good old Gardner.
Yeah. And the Rongatea, who I was working with at the time, had 6 LXB.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're not going to get more efficient than
a
couple Gardners, are you, really?
No. We used to use the warp meter, tension meters.
Yep.
Got sick of that.
Yep.
So all we had set revs.
Yeah.
And we worked by revs after that because we had the same prop, same engines.
Yeah.
And, well, near enough the same engines.
Pretty much the same here. I think when you were set up or put a new net on, I think they'd use the old sensors, the old scales to see what your pull was. But after a couple toes with that, you were good to go. You just threw them away and off you went. You just worked on the revs, basically.
That's right.
So I also see in some of the photos you sent through, the scalloping days, and obviously, everyone looks at those and goes, oh, bloody scallops, they were good days, which they were. But you also went out the Chathams, didn't you? So I see, was it the Hemenstroll you're on out there scalloping? So tell us about that.
Well, what happened first, I got approached by a guy called Fraser Murchie, and he had a boat down there, the Chat Pack.
That's an old... Was she an O-wanger or something like that? An old
O-wanger? No, it was a bit bigger than that. I think it was built probably by the same crowd, I don't know. It was built with huge fuel tanks, I think, to deliver fuel out to the little island, how they call it? Pit Island, yeah. And and I think it was named after Chatham Island Packhouse.
Oh, that makes sense.
I think that's where it came from.
Yep.
So anyway, he approached me. He said, "Look, I know there's scallops there. The guys have been getting them in their cray pots."
Okay.
I thought, really? He says, "Yeah." I said, "What are they doing?" He says, "Well, they're just getting in there when they're picking up. So they've got to be
must be hungry or thick or something. That's strange, isn't it?"
Anyway, but he said, "Oh, we've tried to catch them." He said, "Can't catch them." He said he'd tried a box dredge and hadn't had any success. Did we have any, could I come down and have a look at see if I could catch some. I says, I reckon I probably could. And you asked him what sort of bottom and what it was like. And he says, well, could you make some dredges for us? He says, I'll pay for it all. Fly you down, then we'll try it.
Yep.
Well, I'd done a year before some experiments with dredges. And I had to get a special permit because they banned us using tines.
Yeah, that's right.
And I had I'd made a dredge up with these tines. We did some tests with Kim Drummond. I had to take him with me.
Yeah.
And we had to use one normal dredge we used and this other one we're experimenting with.
Yeah.
It was 7 to 12 times more efficient than the dredges we were using on the hard sand. It was both hopeless in the mud.
Okay. Yeah. So bogged it in the mud but worked well in the hard sand?
It just didn't work. They were just on springs so that they were moving. The idea was that, and they did less damage.
Yep.
So I knew it worked.
Yep.
When he came and saw me, we didn't have any gear made up because we'd only made one dredge for an experiment. So I had to get some gear made up, and the springs had to be specially made. And so I made 3 dredges for him, 2 to use and a spare in case we lost one. Got them shipped down, and then I flew down. We got to sea, threw them down, bloody hopeless.
Yep.
We're working in 40 fathoms.
Okay.
So it's quite deep.
Down,
and even deeper. And anyway, I couldn't work out what was going on. To get the dredge down, we had to have the right amount of wire out.
Yep.
We pulled it up, it didn't touch the bottom. But we noticed that the dredge is laying on its face and being dragged along the bottom. I thought, well, all that weight of wire...
Too much wire.
And
the sag.
But if we pulled the wire in, it wouldn't work at all.
Yep.
Just the back of the dredge was polishing. I thought, oh, God, this is nuts.
Yeah.
So we head off to the other side of the island. He knew where there's some old heavy railway irons that weren't being used anymore.
Yeah.
We got one of them, got back, cut a hunk out of them, great big heavy weight, welded in the front of the dredge, put it out, instant success.
Yeah. Bit more weight.
So then we got the dredges working. Still waiting for the rest of the gear to arrive. We then went out. We got about 30, 35. Well, we're using sacks, but the same as a normal wooden box.
Yep.
Of scallops a day. Thought, oh, that's something.
Yep.
The plane arrives with all this gear on it. So we ran out to the boat, made it all up, strapped it in, went fishing. And instant success. We were getting up to 140 a day.
Yep.
Just instant.
Yep. Getting the gear right for the conditions and for the area and depth and all those things, eh?
So I did 6 weeks over there, then came back. Our season was starting.
Yep.
And he kept saying, look, will you come back? Will you come back? And I said, look, I've got to run my own boat.
Yep.
So he rang again, and I said, oh, shit. So I got hold of my brother-in-law, said, would you run my boat? He said, yeah.
Yep.
I jumped on the plane, flew back down, went out, did one day to see where he was working. He came out with me and that. Luckily, I bought a video camera to capture it.
Yep.
It was the first video camera I got.
Oh, geez, where's that footage, Lex? We should be playing that. Long gone, I suppose.
No, I've got some of that. So
okay, that'll be another podcast or flicker some through. That'd be awesome. Yeah.
And so we did that. And that night, we had a bit of a disagreement, him and I. Probably a bit bloody stupid. And he said to me, look, when I tell you to jump, you bloody jump. And I said to him, you can jump your bum up you can jump your boat up your ass. I'm flying home tomorrow. I've got my own boat to run. So I got on a plane and flew home. Walked in at home, Robbie's there. He says, what are you doing home? I said, I chucked that job in. He said, you want to go back? I said, beg your pardon? He said, I've been approached to take a boat down there. So we're going down on Hemnestrel to fish a permit for someone who wasn't fishing.
Yeah.
And so I jumped on, and there was 5 of us, all Bloomfields. First time I ever went to sea with the whole Bloomfield crew.
Sounds like trouble, but
Yeah. So there was Pat was skipper, and when we got down there, one of the permit holders' sons came out with us too.
Yeah.
That was Mike Poio.
No, what was were you bound by sort of quota back then, or it was hook into it? What were your sort of your big catches for scallops a day then?
Hell, I don't know. It was
three or four ton.
We only allowed to fish daylight hours.
Yeah.
Same as here.
Yeah, yeah.
But, hell.
Big catches by the sounds of it. And I think
yeah. I think the biggest tow we had was on the last day we packed it in. And I don't know whether he towed long or what.
Yeah.
But we had 25 cases, and the first dredge come up ripped out. So most of it was in one bloody dredge.
Wow, that's not bad.
There's probably 3 or 4 bins in one case.
Yeah, so that's just about a couple of bulk bags and
I tell you, and it was just bloody stupid. We were going to go after that tow.
Yeah.
Pat looks at me and says, "What do you think?" I says, "Oh, we'll have another one, shall we?"
Yeah. Typical fisherman, just one more.
Turned around and went back and...
Yeah.
But anyway, we did 4 more tows and doubled the catch on 4 tows.
Yeah. Isn't that bloody Murphy's Law, though? All the time you've been fishing, you seem to find the fish and hook into it the last day or the last tow. And have you experienced that throughout your time on the water?
Particularly with scalloping.
Yeah.
Because you get a line and you stick with it all day.
Yeah.
You're too scared to move because you got a daily quota.
Yep.
You're too scared to move.
Yep.
So I said, right on, then this next one, and it's the last day of the week.
Yep.
So the next tow, we'll just tow off out of it. We only need 3 bins or something.
Yep. So we can afford to take a chance.
Yeah. So you tow off out of it and you get the bloody bulk load.
Yep. Yep, that happened all the time. And you did right. It's like, nah, we'll get our quota here. It's going okay. Let's not move in case we get it wrong. And then...
But you keep it a secret for next week.
Yes.
But everyone else has done it.
Yeah, that's
and you
right.
Get out and you go out, not the first person boat there, and they're all working it.
Yep. No, there was no secrets, And it was always just watch and see where everyone goes. And anything more than what... I mean, we used to watch, like, the Mott boats or the Golden Bay boats. If there's any more than 2 or 3 working a line, you knew that they'd found something, and then you'd sort of go. So, so with your time at sea, have you seen anything interesting? Have you been involved in anything interesting? Is there anything that that you look back and go, shit, that was cool or interesting or weird or scary? And I sort of asked this of all of the guys that have spent a lot of time at sea, any sort of specific events, memories or anything that you've got, Lex?
Yeah, I'll tell you something. One thing, and I'd love to know if anyone else has had it. We set away early one morning, just on daybreak, trawling up off Tonga. We're going to go out the corridor.
Yep.
Was putting a net over. There's a couple of dolphins jumping around. One sitting there with his head out of the water.
Mm.
And I sort of looked at it. Then, my winch was up on the bow, so I'm up on the bow of the boat.
Yep.
So I'm looking through the windows to see if the boys are ready, and they give me the thumbs up.
Yep.
I was just about to let the wire go, and I got this rapid, sharp crackling in my head, right smack in the middle of my head.
Yeah.
And I turned around, this dolphin sitting out of the water looking at me.
Sitting out of water?
Like his head?
Head, yeah. Yeah.
And it was, have you eaten that, I don't know what they call it, the kids used to give it to me. It's like grizzly.
Oh, it pops like sherbet.
It
popping
pops and
stuff. Yeah.
Well, it was like that inside my head, right in the middle of my head.
Really?
The only other thing I had similar to it when I had some laser treatment on my eyes.
Yeah.
And the same thing, a cracking laser.
Yeah.
But it was rapid. And then it stopped. I thought, shit, that's different.
Yeah.
Anyway, I started running the gear away, and it did it again. And I looked over, and there he was again.
So it's maybe the old...
reading my brain.
The old echo thing, or like the sonar, and he was pinging and found you.
It was really quite strange.
Bizarre.
It was really quite strange. And I've asked a lot of people. I don't know anyone that's ever had it.
I've certainly heard it, and if you're in the boat underwater and the old dolphin, you hear them, still, but they ping and they bang and do all sorts of weird things when they're talking, communicating. But that is interesting, because I wouldn't have thought that acoustically it would work out of water, but we've heard and seen some weird things, and clearly it did.
Radar's doing it.
That's dead right. That's a whole new story. That's a different thing. But no, that's bizarre.
It was.
You'd be looking at thinking, hang on, what's going on here?
Yeah, I thought, I hope it's not harming me.
Yeah,
But that was different. And also one day, a sea snake when I was steaming around Separation Point.
Interesting. Yeah.
I looked at it. It was a nice, beautiful, calm day, and I went, "That's a bloody snake."
Yep.
Wriggling on the surface. It wasn't an eel.
Yep.
It's long, skinny, and motley.
Yep.
I think it was black and white.
Yep.
And it was right on the surface, swimming happily along.
Yep.
I went to the chemist and said, "Hey, I think we got sea snakes.
Yep.
Is there anything I can take in case someone gets bitten?" He says, "Oh,
not really.
Not much you can do. Looked at your fingers
sideways.
out of its mouth."
Yeah. Looked at your sideways thinking, what's this guy been smoking? Yeah.
Another event, I was running the Selena, was steamed out of the Chatham Islands. I'm heading across the other side of the bay to set away.
Yep, Golden Bay, yep.
Told the boys, stay in bed. I'll wake you up and have a cup of tea about half an hour out. So that they went back to bed, I steamed out. I'm out on the deck, tying up the ropes, the pilot's taking us across the bay, getting everything on the deck tidied up. Went back inside to make myself a drink, and I saw the moon.
Yep.
And I was sitting in there, and the moon was upsetting me, and I didn't know why.
Yeah.
So suddenly I realised it was in the southern sky. I'd never seen the moon in the southern sky.
What the heck?
Yeah. So I went out and had a bloody look at it, and it wasn't the moon.
Yeah.
It's when they launched the Skylab. Early in the morning. It was around about 5 in the morning or something.
Yeah.
And I thought, what the hell's that? I thought I seen a UFO.
Yep.
I've got binoculars on it. And it looked like, the seed pods of the dandelions, the ones that float around.
Yep.
It looked similar to that.
Yeah. Oh, with all the little engines coming out, all the boosters
with
and
a
stuff.
little centre.
Yeah.
Highlighted centre.
Yeah.
But then there was a shadow in it which was slowly turning in it.
Yeah.
And I looked at this thing and thought, what is it?
Yeah.
And it got faster and faster. And I called the crew up and said, you got to come and look at this. I don't want everyone to think I'm nuts.
Yep.
And we were all out there watching it. And then it got faster and faster, and then it just disappeared.
Yep.
And I thought, shit. Anyway, I had the radio going, and next thing, Dan Hanna was coming out of Mott.
Yeah.
And he called up. He says, anyone see this launch of the satellite this morning, Space Lab?
Yeah, and you thought, sure, that's okay. I could tell
I'm
people.
normal again.
Yeah, I haven't flipped my lid finally.
Yeah, it was quite unusual.
Yeah. But, of course, we've had a few stories on here of people who've actually seen weird things out in the bay that they couldn't actually explain as well. So it's just,
never had
weird,
one of them.
Yeah.
Never had one of them, but...
So it's funny you mentioned the sea snake as well, just going back on that, because I had one... I think it might have been the Destiny actually, and I always used to stand on the starboard side and with this hand, throwing the stuff over. That was my spot because I could whip up to the wheel.
To the wheel quickest.
Yeah, get to the wheel quickest. And I remember I was just, you're sort of in a daydream. You're picking the old scallops up as quick as you can, and then you're scraping away the old rubbish and shell. And I remember there was, and to me it looked like a bit of rope, and it was actually sort of motley with spots of like yellow, and I just thought, that's really weird. And I'd flicked it away before I even thought anything of it. Then I looked over the side and I thought, oh shit, it's a bit of bloody rubbish, and this thing swam away. It was a bloody snake, and I'd actually touched him and flicked him over the side, and I remember the old heart went boom, 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 and the crew saw it as well, and they went, and I just said, hey boys, let's be careful and be mindful of anything that looks like a bit of rope or a different colour or anything. Just keep an eye out. First and only time I ever saw it, but so they're obviously around. That was in the middle of Golden Bay. Yeah,
that particular year, if you remember, someone found dead washed up on the Boulder Bank, and one on Rabbit Island, I think.
Yep. Yeah, so we know they come in, obviously, without a doubt. But
it must would be temperature control because they apparently we won't have an issue with them if they're if it's cold.
Yeah, no, not a winter thing, definitely a warm thing.
Temperatures are rising.
Yeah, that's right. They might, and we're seeing more and more turtles and more sort of Australian fish and all that, and Pacific fish coming down all the time. But so the dolphin one was interesting, but you also saw. I seen a photo of an unusual dolphin. What was that about?
The white one.
Yeah.
That was probably around, I don't know, 2010 or something.
Yep.
Maybe. There was 2 pure white dolphins out swimming in the bay that year while we were out pair trawling.
Yep.
And and a pale grey one.
Yep.
And really unusual. I'd never seen them before.
Yeah.
And they tended to be pushed out to the side of the bunch with the others.
Yeah.
Maybe because they realised they were different. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know whether they see colours or not. But it was really quite unusual.
Albinos, obviously, eh?
I guess so, yeah.
I suppose you see that in the bird world and the animal world, and the human world at times. So,
I rang Hattie with the water taxis.
Yeah.
I said, Hattie, there's white dolphins out here. I don't know whether you got people to be interested in coming out. You might better get some of your customers out to have a look.
Yeah.
He said, oh, God, I'm too busy to do that.
Yeah.
He just said, flat out. But it would have been something pretty special to get people out to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. Pure white one.
Yeah.
I think I saw the light grey one, or almost an almondy colour.
It was definitely different, but it wasn't pure white like that.
Yeah, amazing.
Bloody hard to get a photo of. I got that one photo and it was just breaking. Only time I think I got one near the surface.
Yeah, aren't they always hard to get a shot of? It's like the storms and the big waves. You get your camera out and it just looks flat all the time.
Yeah.
And people think
unless you're on another boat.
Yeah, that's right, and you can see the keel. Then you got a bit of evidence. So we've talked a bit about fishing, and you've obviously had quite a career fishing, but. Yeah, what do you do for fun? Like, what does Lex do in his spare time? If you have any spare time, I assume you.
Well, I don't now.
Yeah,
now that I'm not doing it.
Yeah, that's right. So, what else are you into?
Well, I got into once again because of my eldest brother. He went and bought some bloody 10-pin bowling centres, didn't he?
Oh, cool. Yes. That's
yeah,
right.
one in Mott, one in Nelson, and one in Blenheim. And I got involved in 10-pin bowling, and I ended up coaching.
Yep.
Became a coach, and I coached the Tasman youth team up and down the country. I went along as just a helper.
Yep.
With New Zealand youth team to Sydney once, but we had some pretty good bowlers.
Yep.
And love that. Probably waste a lot of time.
If you're enjoying it, it's not a waste of time, eh?
I always had an interest in the America's Cup from young. And the first time I ever stopped fishing, or scallop fishing, turned the boat off, hung on the dredges in scallop season, was when I thought Australia were going to win the Cup, and they did.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was right out here it was.
Yep.
We're all out here trawling. I'm out in the middle of the bunch on one side, just hanging to. Everyone probably thought I was broken down, but the boys weren't happy. I said, we've only got to catch 5 more and we can go home. So we want to go home now. I said, well, we're not going until we see this race.
Yeah.
And they all got wrapped, and so I got into that. And then 1986, went to Perth. We've got a brother-in-law over there, and we went out in the boat, watched KZ7.
Okay, well, that's a blast from the past.
Yeah, yep. KZ7, that day they beat French Kiss by about 3 seconds.
Yep, yep.
KZ5 was sailing around amongst all the spectator boats.
Yep.
And they were going past all the boats with Kiwi flags. They missed us, and then someone on the boat, when it's quite a way away, started pointing in our directions. They turned this thing around, they came right up, right alongside the boat.
Yeah.
Yelling out to us, thanks for coming, because we had this bloody great big Kiwi flag. So that was really quite cool.
Yeah.
The whole atmosphere was really exciting. There were helicopters in the bloody air. Yeah, the racket at the start of a race was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And still today I follow it. You know, all this sailing they're doing. Everyone thinks I'm nuts. When we won it for the first time, I had a whole lounge room full of fishermen from Mott and their wives.
Yeah.
All come along, turned up really early in the morning, about 4 a.m. or something,
Yeah.
with hooters. And God knows it was a hell of a great day.
I bet the neighbours appreciated it. Yeah.
Oh, most of them were there.
I gotta say they would have been there. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, so that was something I always had an interest in.
Yeah.
Used to play league in Christchurch, played rugby here in Mott. What else did I do? Tried my hand at golf. If it was the last game on earth, I'd never be good at it.
Yeah, one of those things I just don't attempt because I won't bother. I know I'll be bloody hopeless at it.
No, we're too muscle bound. It's our work, Darren.
Oh, that's it. Muscle bound. I like that. That's not what I was thinking. I thought it might be a skill element, but no, that's it. Just too many muscles, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, rounds of shape for sure.
And then a mate of mine took me four-wheel driving in 2004.
Yeah.
And I thought, what a waste of bloody good vehicles. The things they were doing with them.
Yeah.
But then I went home and thought, well, I wonder if I can buy one of these things. Ended up buying a Jeep, doing it up, and still haven't told my wife how much I spent.
Yeah, that's well.
She might want a new house.
Yeah, I was going to say pretty standard. That you don't mention what these cars cost.
I still belong to the club. I haven't been out much in the last 3-4 years, but mainly because of time and that.
Yeah.
But in an organised group, nothing better because you go to places you won't get.
Yeah.
Like private property and that, you won't get there unless you're an organised group.
Yeah.
And behave yourself. Yeah,
well, the country's a big place, eh? And that's, as you said, there's so much land and so many amazing spots that
you'd be surprised
you just never see.
Yeah,
you just
exactly.
never know. So you've got, I saw some of the photos you sent through, like you got family. So the grandkids keep you busy, do they? Or what are you and the family sort of like doing?
Oh, good. We only had one daughter.
Yep.
She's a cracker. She really is. And she had...
You got to say that because she'll be watching. So, yep. Call out to your daughter.
Knows.
Yeah.
And she had 3. She had one daughter and then twin boys. The boys, I've taken one fishing.
Yep.
The other one I wouldn't take him because he wouldn't do as he was told. And I was shit scared he'd end up in the wrong place when we're winching.
Yeah.
He was just always on the go. But... we've gone out on fishing trips and they just love it.
Yeah.
And they were really upset when I got rid of the Anna Marie.
Yeah.
They thought it was their boat.
Yeah, well, I said part of the family, eh? It's like, crikey, Dad sold Anna Marie, the brother or the sister. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like slaughtering the pet, isn't it?
Yep. Yes, there's a few people been traumatised by that in the old days when the pet pig or lamb or something becomes
turned up on the plate.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. So with the, so you spent what if your lifetime in the industry? We get a bit of a hard time, and we know we've made mistakes, and we know we've done a lot of bloody good things, and we've invested a lot of time into the New Zealand economy, all those things. But what have you got out of a lifetime in the fishing industry? Like, what's the, what have you enjoyed? What's it actually given you, Lex, and your family? So, if you're looking back and thinking about it, like, how would you sort of summarise it? Like, what's been in it for Lex?
I know. I would think, there's a lot. There's a hell of a lot. I feel now that I've had a bloody good life and I've been really lucky. Yeah. And I think we all have.
Yeah.
Because we do stuff that a lot of people can't.
Yeah.
For whether they don't have the opportunity or can't go to sea, for instance.
Yeah.
And so we've been pretty lucky, all of us.
Mm.
And probably some of us more like you guys, your whole family.
Yeah.
But what I think probably got the most out of is the people around us, and the things we've done.
Yeah.
I never pictured myself bouncing around off the west coast in the middle of the bloody night, blowing, what the hell was it, 70 knots, because I just called the Daniel Solander up, and they told me the wind speed. Had a drink of water, went and laid back down, and didn't feel right, got up, and was just about to be run down by a Japanese trawler, steaming.
Yeah, okay.
And
not ideal.
That was bloody scary. But it was an experience.
Yep.
It was exciting, got my blood going, got my crewman out with a knife ready to cut our sea anchor loose, because I wasn't sure, I had the motor and lights all on, wasn't sure where we were going to go. Yep. We're just waiting to see whether it was going to hit us, then we were going to go a different direction. And the skipper on the boat, or someone, saw us. They put this bloody ship on a full helm to port, and the stern swung past us, probably head of that building. So what we're looking at, 30, 40 metres?
Yeah, not far. Yep.
And the prop wash had us laying on our side to get away from us. Jeez. I wasn't worried about that, because the boat does that in waves. Yep. It was going to come back. And, so that scared the hell out of us. Yeah. Really scared the shit out of us.
A learning moment.
I could never go to bed without sleeping in the wheelhouse after that, when I was down there. Yeah. So, little experiences like that. Mm. One outstanding one, and this was while we were bluefinning. We'd run out of bait. So I called up the Marco, and Bob and Murray were running it. Yep. And I said, could we get some bait? And they said, yeah, sure. They said, look, if you steamed it to us, we'll get it. So a few other boats said, well, can you get us some? They all ordered it. Yep. We steamed off just before dark, and we're in pitch dark. And I would call them up. We had a DF. So we get a direction finder on their radio, and we just steamed. So I set the thing steaming. And we steamed for 5 hours. Kept going.
So they weren't that close then.
No, but it was closer than going to Westport.
Yeah, yeah.
Or Greymouth. Anyhow, we steamed and steamed, and it was mirror finish on the sea. There was no waves, ripples, anything. Yeah. And all the stars were mirrored in the water, and you couldn't see the horizon. So you didn't, and you had the feeling. Right. You had the distinct feeling you were steaming uphill.
That's
you ever had that?
Yep, yep.
And it's absolutely astounding.
Yep. It's like you're flying almost, isn't it?
And there's so many stars. Yep. They're absolutely everywhere. Yep. And we flicked all our lights off to look at it.
Yep. Well, a lot of people from on land have never seen stars, like at sea, eh? You turn the lights off and it's just amazing, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's like you're swimming amongst them, eh? It's absolutely beautiful, really.
So all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff like that you'll never forget.
As the sunsets and sunrises and the environment, you just see some amazing things. West Coast winter time is always
just
pretty
keep
special.
happening day after day.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So what's next for Lex? What's the next wee while look like for Lex? What are you up
get to wonder.
Yep.
I stayed on one side of my first house, moved to the next one, which my brother built for me. Yeah. Then built another one. I was up on the roof fixing it with him. He said, I can see where you're going next. I said, where? He says, turn around and look, and we're closer to the cemetery every time.
Geez. Well, it wasn't quite the angle I was looking at, but no, I guess there's an element for all of us.
I don't know. It's just being with the family. Yeah. We spent so much time without a family, Yeah. Must have been bloody tough on them.
Yeah. And that is an important point, eh? That is so true, like they're so tolerant and they put up with us just not being there,
The hardest point I ever had given to me was when my daughter had her first child, which was a wee girl too. I was at a school event, and she's first year at school, and they're having some sports down that. Yeah. And I turned around and my daughter's crying. I said to her, what's wrong with you? She said, you could never do that with me. Yeah. That's pretty important, isn't it? Wasn't it?
Yep. Yeah, no, that's so true. And that's the sacrifice that I guess anyone makes working not only at sea but overseas.
Well, that's right.
At war or in the military services. But yeah, no, I get that. I mean, I remember even when I was growing up, it was like you hardly knew who Dad was. If the weather was rubbish, then you could catch up with him in the boat shed.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, exactly.
doing stuff there, doing nets or boats or whatever. But you'd drive in. I used to look forward to, I think it was like a Thursday night. We'd drive in and the old Triumph Herald and Dad and the other boats would be all unloading. That was back in the pier trawling days as well. You look over the side and they're loaded with fish if you're lucky. And over by where Guyton's is now, over that wharf there, and you'd look over and you go, "There's your Dad." You hadn't bloody seen him all week, and that went on for years.
If he was home, is after you went to bed, you're gone before you got out.
Yep. You never saw them, and yeah, no, that's dead right. It was actually a luxury to see them, and that's the sacrifice they make. But hey, at the end of the day, that's what builds the I guess the houses and all of those things, and it's a sacrifice that you make for future generations largely.
Yeah.
And family's definitely important. As you get older, it becomes you're probably a bit like me. You would never miss a day of your life. Like if you could live it again, you'd do all those fishing experiences again. But you'd probably try and weave a bit more family stuff in as well if you got the opportunity, eh?
Oh, I'm sure I would.
Yeah.
Probably out of the fishing though, things I always thought there's got to be some reason why this doesn't work. Like for instance, we tried. You ever try a 3-bridle net?
Not, I haven't, but Chris and John probably did. Yep.
Holds the net open really good. So we set a net up with 3 bridles.
Yep.
Couldn't catch a thing. So we're in Golden Bay. So we went up on top of the bank. So we still had about 5 fathoms out in the edge of it or something.
Yep.
I thought, well, that'll be right. So we tipped the net over the side. I jumped into my diving gear, held on the top of the net, and I said,
so you were the net monitor.
Yeah.
That's a bit different. Yeah.
So I got them to tow me.
Yeah.
And I went down and it was amazing, honestly.
Yeah.
This bloody net, once the net was in the water, it was like this. It's like touching a wall. Yep. And I hung along and I went round and there was absolutely nothing wrong with the net. It was set up, absolutely, just no fish.
No fish.
They hadn't arrived yet. So we gave that up and that was quite different.
It just sounds different. So it's like Lex the sounder or the net monitor.
Yeah. But it did the same on my box dredge. Couldn't catch a cold.
Yeah.
And I thought there's no scallops in there. So back of this. So I took a dive board. We marked a spare wire.
Yep.
Yeah, so I knew it'd be on the top of the dredge when they let it out. The boys let dredge out, then they let me out. I was right above the dredge and I was swimming around with it.
Yeah.
There were scallops everywhere. I don't know if you know this. You stand on the beach.
Yeah.
The waves will go away. What happens? Washes all the sand out under your feet.
Yep, sure does.
Well, all these scallops are sitting down in little wee basins.
Yep, dredge couldn't get to them, going over top of them.
So I just made an adjustment to the tooth, made an adjustable tooth bar on my box dredge.
Yep.
Never missed out after that.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, I mean, probably not, with health and safety and things these days, that may not be the the verified inspection, but it worked, eh?
Yeah.
And we did a lot of stuff that did work. It made quite a difference. And
so I got a lot of pleasure out of doing stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. Well, particularly when you go from nothing to catching.
Yeah.
It's like winning lotto, isn't it? It's like you've had that win, you've had
you just
that
got to know.
turnaround.
You can do it all with cameras now, probably.
Yeah, certain underwater cameras technology is pretty good. So anything else, Lex? We've covered quite a few topics. Anything else? Any sort of final words or anything else you'd like to say? I mean, this will go out in the next 2 or 3 weeks, and I know there'll be a lot of people interested to see your life. Is there anything we haven't talked about or anything else you'd like to say before we wrap it up?
Probably sorry about all the people I haven't bloody mentioned.
They know who they are.
Yeah, a lot of guys. Probably one of the greatest things I got out of it all was the people.
Yeah.
Honestly. Even after I sort of packed it in, making nets with Yippee, coming over here talking to your uncles and your father.
Yep.
And Colin, Macaulay, all those fellas.
Yeah.
We got a lot of pleasure out of that. We didn't come often enough.
Yeah.
That was a problem because we just still had stuff to do, and then now the boss at home's the boss now, not me. So
she's the captain ashore, and you're the captain at sea. That's pretty standard. Yep. Yeah.
No, but I'm like you. I'm glad I did it. I've had a bloody good life.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. Done a lot of stuff that a lot of people never will.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been spoilt, I think. And it's not the end. I mean, look, there's still quota there, there's still fish there. Yeah, it's, regulations and things have got a bit harder and a bit tougher, and margins aren't what they used to be, but there's still a good opportunity there for young, if they're keen to get out there and get some sweat on their brow, largely.
That's right. And if I notice that, stuff I see like on some of the programs, like Ocean Bounty, is it?
Yep.
The guys are all adapting.
Yep.
We did. Whatever happened, we had, and all the cameras and all the stuff they're having to do. Yep. Everyone's still adapting, and it'll keep on happening.
Yeah.
And just a shame that it appears to me that inshore fishing's struggling.
Yeah.
The young people can't get a chance to start a boat of their own if they haven't got access to quota.
Yeah. Yeah. So it is a different time, without a doubt. And as you said earlier, you made all that money, the £100 or whatever you said versus a few sort of, a few pennies. But it's definitely has changed. But the one thing is for sure is people are still going to want protein. Fish is going to get caught, hopefully in New Zealand. The more the merrier. We want local fish, we want local veggies, local meat, we want, local coal, we want local everything. And I think while we still need to stay warm, have power and eat and drink, I think there's always going to be some good opportunities in the primary industries one way or another. So
how do you get young guys back into it though?
Yeah, it's a challenge, but I think you've got to help them as much as we can. Really, is what it comes down to.
To get access to quota, should a percentage of it be put aside for them or what?
Yep. I think by default that'll probably happen. As you look at, they talk about the greying of the fleet, where a lot of fishermen are retiring or have retired. I think just through natural attrition, if quota needs to get caught, and those that have invested in it, if they need to get a return from it, they're going to need to invest in youth, or that's it, and nobody wants that asset sitting there that's not earning them $1. So I think, there still will be an opportunity, and hopefully I think that opportunity is probably closer than what we think, because when I look around, particularly on the inshore, there's not many down our way and top of the south, there's not many that aren't close to retiring. So,
that's right.
I think there's definitely an opportunity for the young ones. And it's sort of our duty to give them the information and support that maybe we didn't have, to be fair, Lex. Yeah. I think the whole sink or swim thing that we grew up with, although it built characters, but the reality is it also probably wasn't the best start or the best opportunity to keep as many people in the industry as we could.
No, that's right.
So look, thanks for coming, Lex.
No problem.
And it's been bloody awesome. And I know there'll be a lot of people. I mean, we've talked about your background, your history, your family, some of the cool things you've seen, the different fisheries. I want to thank you for coming, and it's really good. I'll get some more Mott fishermen as well, so spread the word. When you get over to Mott with some of the other legends over there, just let them know that this is not so scary, and this is not although the Gleam's a Nelson vessel, and this is not the Nelson podcast. This is the Gleam fishing channel. So we want more of them over and to tell their story as well. So, thanks for coming.
No problem.
So there you go, folks. So that's Lex Bloomfield. So pretty cool stories. So look, please subscribe. That's important to us. And we'll very shortly be putting up a video to show you how to do that, because we've had a lot of feedback that people are struggling on how to subscribe. So we'll take you through that. So please subscribe, hit that like button and leave a comment, and we'll catch you next time. Goodbye.